And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I do apologize for the stream going down. We lost everyone. feels bad, man. Feels bad. But yeah, for whatever reason, the Twitch server just had a bit of a hiccup, and alas, the OBS connection did falter as a result. But we are back. We are here. We are back in the round of 16, and spawning in the right-hand corner of Abyssal Reef, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Gaiman Gladiators. It is SHIN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid. It is SKillous. Here we go. Again, do apologize for the stream going down, and hopefully we're able to get everyone back in. As a reminder, we're live with the OlimoLeague week number 237. We just wrapped up with the round of 32. We featured Dark off racing as Protoss. We featured both SKillous earlier alongside Creator facing off in a PvP. Got a lot of fun. Did have a lot of fun there, and now we are here. We are back. We are jumping on into our next match of the night. Whew. And we'll see how this time the story ends. What I mean by that, SHIN and SKillous, they formed a bit of a rivalry. I don't know what it is, but whether it's in WarDTV Mondays, whether it's in OlimoLeagues or other online events, we have seen both SKillous and SHIN face off time and time again, and they often go back and forth in series. It's been impressive to see the growth of SKillous. SKillous, for a very long time, his PvZ was his weakest matchup, but nowadays PvZ has become one of his stronger matchups. We have seen SKillous really improve and really thrive more and more in the latest patch. Part of it, of course, is the changes in the patch. Another part is that now Clem has also been playing a lot of Protoss, and Clem has been helping him out when it comes to builds, when it comes to coaching. I say coaching, just when it comes to advice, and when it comes to just having another Protoss basically to kind of bounce ideas back and forth with in the team, in Team Liquid. If you recall, it was, I believe it was for Little League Cup or Master Coliseum? I think it was for Little League Cup, where SKillous, he did actually credit Clem for SKillous defeating Solar in the qualifiers. Actually, I think it was Master Coliseum. But SKillous, he defeated Solar in the qualifiers, and he did attribute it to Clem, as Clem did give him a build to make use of that was on Whispers of Gold, if you recall. It's back on Whispers of Gold. We'll see how SKillous continues that trend, and we'll see if he can bring down SHIN once again, or if SHIN can bounce back. Let's go. Let's go. I can't believe we've already been live for 2 hours. I just what happened to the time? That's crazy. I was yeah, as I was refilling my water, like getting ready for the round of 16. I didn't realize that we casted 3 matches in 2 hours. That's crazy. It's going to be a long cast. Oh, good. Let's keep it going. Meanwhile, it's going to be Void Ray. Void Ray opener here out of SKillous. Interesting. With the Void Ray, of course, the goal is to hunt down the Overlord and to keep SHIN in the dark as to what's going on. To hunt him down and to keep him guessing. From here, a bit welcome one and also Abyssal Reef. Abyssal Reef is one of the more defendable maps in the map pool. It's very much so defendable. Likewise, easier to set up on 3, 4, 5 bases, and we'll see if SKillous does embrace that, make use of that, and try to go into something crazy like a Sky Toss Rush. Yeah, it's possible. Very much so defendable. It is going to be possible here. As there it is, we do have our third base on the way. Third base is on the way for SKillous. Overlord hunts down the Void Ray hunts down the Overlord. We have our Oracle follow-up as well, and really, I'm curious about the follow-up tech. I want to see Twilight Council, Stargate, Fleet Beacon, earlier Forge. What are we going for? Likewise, skills being active, hoping to force a cancel, get some damage done at the third. There it is! Fast Fleet Beacon, let's go! We're going for the fast beacon. We're rushing into the mothership, rushing into the Tempest, or potentially even the carrier. Let us go. Meanwhile, SHIN rushing into a fast lair. We're popping up. Okay, first things first. Lair on the way for SHIN. Now, with a fast lair, what does this mean? This typically means we're rushing into Hydras. There is a safety Roach Warren on the way. We'll see if we rush to Hydras, maybe rush into Spire Tech, or go into an early Nidus into an all-in. We'll see how many gases is going to be taken here. We'll see how SHIN makes use of this lair. Meanwhile, across the map with the fast fleet beacon, what's interesting to me, it is a fast fleet beacon, only one Stargate. Okay, it's going to be a fake out. We've seen this before. Classic, is that you? This is going to be to rush into an early, I believe, Tempest, but not commit into Skytoss, because we're going into a fast ground switch here with a Forge and a Twilight Council into +1 and most likely charge. So the goal here is to force an overreaction. The goal here is to actually, typically with this build, you would bank up your Tempest, wait for like 2, wait for 3 Tempests, then move out. But because this is a different variation, you want to reveal your Tempest as quickly as possible. You want to force SHIN to throw down a Spire to overreact to the Sky Toss, and then bam, there's no Sky Toss, right? Then bam, you hit him with here, blink. Oh boy. So a cheeky move out of SKillous. Very cheeky. Another first time we've seen this from him. Behind this, of course, there's that Hydra. And again, we did speak about how typically if you rush into a layer like this, you rush into Hydras. There it is, +1 range on the way, Roach speed, and Hydra production behind this as well. So really fast Hydra tech here by SHIN, as it was a 4-minute layer. Behind this, droning up, saturating spaces, making lings, and the first Tempest is moving out across the map. There's a second Tempest behind this. And I believe this first one has yet to be revealed. And we'll see if SHIN does react with a Spire. I mean, he at least already has anti-air with those Hydras, so he might feel comfortable just committing to Hydras. Tempest has arrived, can one-shot drones. 2 drones already going down, getting up to 3. Getting up to 4. Oh god. Again, very nice damage. This ravine, this location is just very safe here for that Tempest as well. Just getting free damage. Oh, I say that does fly a little bit too close to the sun. Has to back off. As second Tempest does rally out. Mothership's on the way, and you can see here that SKillous sees rush. Oh no! Wow, my apologies, didn't even notice the SHIN. He got into the main. He got into the main base. He saw everything he needed to. He saw Storm on the way, +1. He saw the Twilight Council researching as well. And he saw, more importantly, only one Stargate. Big scout there for SHIN. He knows. And this Void Ray failed at his job. The point of this Void Ray was to make sure that that scout did not happen. And at SKillous, he missed the scout. He missed the Overseer. Hydras, they come in for an intercept. When the Tempest does fall as well, massive pickup. Gets a Tempest, gets a full scout. So SHIN is rallying across the map. And his goal here is to break SKillous before he's ready. Storm is still seconds away. Will it finish in time? He needs 10 more seconds. That's going to finish. And with Storm, SKillous should be okay. Nice stasis goes off, shuts down the Lings. Storm on the Hydras. SKillous holds. Oh, that's another brutal Storm. Remember, these are slow Hydras. They're slow. They can't get away. Oh god, there's another Storm as well. Mothership comes in. Mothership just takes down the Hydras. Lings are exposed. Again, a lot of Lings do get shaved off as well. You see a wall of shield batteries. You could argue this is a bit of an overreaction, but we have a wall of shield batteries on the way. That's a lot of shield batteries, a lot of pylons, a lot of cannons here for SKillous. And again, he's still committing to ground tools. So again, no more Tempest, no more carriers. Is going double Robo into a double Immortal production. SKillous is just building up. Behind this SHIN, he's trying to pivot away, going into his own Hive. Hive is almost done. Lurker Den as well. Looking to get into Hydra Lurker Viper. But Lassie does need more time. Lass does need more time. We'll see if we can get there. As he will need a very high Lurker count, especially considering the ground army is going to be going up against, with Storm, with Immortals and Archons. It's going to be a death bull of an army. And we did speak earlier on this kind of game state on SKillous just happily getting up to a 5-base setup here. We spoke earlier, like Abyssal Reef, it is very difficult to break a 5-basing player here. a defending player on 5 bases. The 6th base is more exposed, that is true. Whether it's the southern 6th or here towards the north instead, that is going to be more difficult for SKillous to secure. But he has more than enough an economy to max out. So SKillous, he will max. Lurkers are building up. Is the lurker count high enough though? How many lurkers? Oh, only 5. That is not enough. Storms a mainly zone. No major connections. Vipers are building up. SKillous is going to rotate. Nice abduction. Gets the Oracle. Gets an Archon as well. Oh! Fishing for another unit. That's so far shit. He's maxed out. He's going for the dive. Ooh. Once again, he cannot dive in. So many storms. Lurkers are exposed. Gets a lurker as well. SKillous getting ready for Zealot run by. Hoping to keep SHIN distracted. Hoping Tuan is. Likewise, SKillous slipping in behind the army. Going for the warp in. SKillous, he does recall back home. He did spot those Hydras. He believed there was going to be a massive counterattack. But there are Hydras back at home as well. Again, this was only a small force. So a bit of an overreaction here from SKillous. But Zelta hit the center base. And SHIN is having a hard time keeping up. The expansion is going to be targeted down. He's going to get it. Yeah, the base will fall. SKillous moving in. Expansion goes down. But there are lurkers in position. But SKillous, he settles for these Hydras. Yeah, he's going to get them as well. Okay, 5 of them will escape. Oh no! Get out of here. As 3 of them escape. 3 of them do get away. Another Zealot run back coming in. SKillous, he rotates towards the center. There's 15 Corruptors on the way. But again, like the anti-air isn't really the problem here. It's with the ground army. SHIN has gone up to 7 lurkers. Into a counterattack. They do catch one High Templar. One High Templar goes down. Here comes a dive. Catching a Tempest. And again, there's plenty of Corruptors in the air for that mothership at least. And there we go. 9 more lurkers on the way. This is what we needed. The mass lurker. SHIN is keeping up. He's holding on. Trying to dive on the army. His hive upgrades are complete. Rotating over, diving on the mothership. Ooh, Viper goes down to get that power bomb up. Decent storm zoning the army away. Corruptors, they run into the Archons. A lot of Corruptors going down. Oof. Yeah, brutal losses there for SHIN, but what about the lurkers? Lurkers are moving in. And there's no detection. Yeah, no detection whatsoever. Mortals take a lot of hits. SHIN is gaining ground. He has supply block. 14 Overlords on the way. That's a lot of Overlords. As it looks like SHIN has done, he's breaking down the front door. Takes down all the Tempests, takes down all the Immortals as well. Again, SKillous got caught out in the open. At the same time, those Zealot warp in here across the map. Yeah, drones are going down. Getting a lot of economic damage. Zealot warp in, but actually run out into the open. They could have actually wreaked havoc here in the main. So a bit of a mispathing here from SKillous. Like this main base could have been evaporated, but last goes towards the 3rd. I mean, there was a lurker in the main. 5th base is going to go down. The 6th base is last isolated, should be folding as well. SKillous, he has done it. He is breaking SKillous. Again, SKillous just caught out in the open. Behind this, going into Mass Void Ray. She's going Mass Void Ray. Let's go. Okay, fair enough. A Void Ray Archon Immortal. So that's an army. I mean, it is an answer to what he's up against. But can struggle against these spellcasters. And struggle against the Vipers specifically. See if you can get there. As there are currently 2 Vipers, soon to be 3. Vipers are amassing. 6th base goes down. SKillous reestablishing his 5th. And he moves out. Mothership's on the way. What I will say is that this time the Mothership is going to be more secure, as there is a lot more anti-air with Archons and with Void Rays. The Immortal count is low though. It's only 2 Immortals, so breaking through these Lurker lines is not going to be easy here for SKillous. Not without more Immortals or more Tempest. So this army isn't really designed to break a siege line, is the problem for SKillous. It's an army, yes, but again, not ideal. As SHIN should be quite secure here. Likewise, I'm hoping SHIN does attempt to take another base. So far, we're on an even base count, 5 versus 5. Oh, once again denies the sick. Now, SKillous does have map control, so he should be able to take a 6th base behind this. Has been struggling to do so. Should be able to. As I say that though, SHIN, he's moving in again. He's doing everything he can to deny the base. Wants to make sure that SKillous cannot expand. Once again, diving in. Good storm. Very nice. Oh my, the slow zone. Feedbacks on the Vipers. The Corruptors, they barely escape. They're all so very low. The slow zone storm combo was brutal. Cloak is activated. Powerbomb did go off on the Void Rays. Do we have any storms left? That looks like 2 storms. 2 storms remaining. SHIN moving in. Going for the Mothership. The Mothership is exposed. And it does go down. Massive pickup. Bit of rough movement there from SKillous. And the base goes down. Once again, can also go for the 6th. Void Rays, they punish the Corruptors. Zell into the main. This time they pop off. Let's go. The tech is exposed. The spawning pool, the spire, the height, the everything. SHIN is racing back home. And these zealots, they're dealing critical damage. This will delay upgrades and delay reinforcements. Spire's being rebuilt. SKillous should be able to reestablish his 5th base. His main army is still looking terrifying. Gets a Hydra Den as well. Not quite the Lurker Den at least. Thankfully, that wasn't the Hive. The Hive is here at the natural. The Hydras, they lunge in. Storms were lacking behind. And now SKillous going into Mass Carrier. Jesus. Okay. I mean, it does make sense considering how few... I mean, I was going to say how few Corruptors there are. There's still 20 Corruptors. Just with +1. SKillous going for a 6th base. I believe this is what, the 3rd or 4th time he's going for this. Also, I'm pretty sure the Nexus is misplaced, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. I think it's a little bit too far south. Regardless, at least it is getting up. So here, once again, Corruptors, they get a yoink. A couple of power bombs, forcing the split. rotating over. Infestors on the way for Shin. Let's go. Of course, something that he is missing with his army. His Infestor is Neural, which has yet to be researched. Oh, gets a yoink, gets a carrier. And a Void Ray. And another carrier. Very nice yoinks. Productions are real. Nice feedbacks here on those Vipers. Storms on the Hydras. Better trades towards the end here for SKillous. Does punish the economy. Thungle goes off, but there's no real follow-up. SKillous does pull away. Does pull away in the end. Shin behind this, the Greater Spire is finally done, and we have Broodlords on the way. This is really what he's been missing here. But this will punish the, I guess, lighter Skytoss army that SKillous has. As there are only, what, 4 Tempests, and there's not really much else in the sky yet. Carriers are on the way, 2 more Robos, into more Immortals. But it's going to be all about the sky now. As Shin, he's on 16 Corruptors and 9 Broodlords. Again, a higher Tempest cannon is going to be necessary, but SKillous doesn't know. He hasn't seen this army. He hasn't seen the Broodlords. Not yet. Now he has nice VMAX. VMAX on the Infestors. One Fogel goes off, and we go for the dive. And Corruptors, they dive in, they get 1 carrier. Ooh, they don't quite get the Tempest though. Tempest will survive. Mothership going for a recall. Yeah, massive rotation here. And do we trade a base for a base? Do we even need to? Speaking with the army. Corruptors, and his base is gonna fall. So SKillous, he defends his and he kills Shin's. Shin's 6th expansion is denied. Shin now going for the 7th base of SKillous. As SKillous, he double expanded. But the side defense is buying time. SKillous is getting ready. As SKillous, I believe he does, yeah, he did recall back home. Or did turn back around. Racing back. Broodlords are just spending their time here on site defense. Still a couple of Infestors. No Neural. Ooh, the Infestors, they wandered too far in. Miscontrolled by Shin. They do move in. They get shut down. Here comes Cloak. Here comes SKillous. So let's push forward. Base goes down. Shin attempts to go for the dive, takes some massive storms to the face. There's a slow zone as well, and the Corruptors, there's no escape. Brutal storms. Corruptors are going to be going down. Lurkers, they hold their own. How many Tempests are left over? 4. No, 3. 3 Tempests left. Down to 2. Ooh, and GG as Shin, he does run out of steam. He taps out here and now, and SKillous takes game 1. GG. Oh my god. Again, Shin, he lost his southern base. He was down to 50 workers. I think he could have kept going, but Shin, he lost everything in that fight. He lost all of his Corruptors. Did have some Lurkers left over, but yeah, that's all he had. That's all he had left. GG, SKillous takes a lead. Whew. Oh my god. Does take a lead. Again, things were looking really dire for Shin, basically when SKillous double expanded. If you remember, a lot of the contention in that game was Shin denying the 5th. If you recall, I think it happened 3 times, like 2 to 3 times, where it happened at least 3 times when it came to the 6th base, but he was also able to kill the 5th as well, a couple of times leading into the late game. but then he was forced back. If you remember, he was forced back home when we saw the massive Zealot Warping in the main base of SHIN. He was forced back home. His tech was delayed as his tech got reset, and then SKillous got away with double expanding. With that greater economy, able to max out. He also killed the bases, and SHIN, he was running out of money. He was down to 50 workers, down to 5 bases against a 7 base Protoss. GG. GG, well played. SKillous takes the lead, and now we're getting into game number 2. And again, as I was mentioning coming into this series, SKillous, we have seen him take down SHIN quite often as of late. I know what it is, but for whatever reason in online tournaments, these two, they just find each other. They're destined. They just find each other time and time again in these online events. They've played quite often over the past month, and they face off once again here in OlimoLeague. And here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of El Dorado, we have the red Zerg player. We have the red Zerg representing Gaiman Gladiators. It is SHIN. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. It is SKillous. And a big shout out to ARJ Skater. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gifted subs to the community. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy the casting. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. We always appreciate it, papi. Always. And shout out to those that did receive them as well. Yo, Wardy got a sub. Eon Blue got a sub. Let's go. Hasberg and DB 10011. Shout out. Oh my god. So thank you, AJ Skater. Thank you. And so now we are going to be settling in. So far we do have our standard gate expand into Cybercore from SKillous, and SHIN just going for a hatch gas pool. Now welcome one and all to El Dorado. El Dorado is one of the most vetoed maps in the map pool, but welcome also to OlimoLeague. If you're maybe watching for the first time, if you do not know, if you have not heard of the format, it is loser's pick. So SHIN, he's down in the series, and SHIN did decide to face off on El Dorado. Also, baby links. Oh my god, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Thank you so much as well, baby links, for the 5 gifted subs to the community. Gifting subs to Lakri alongside I'm cementing Sammy, Oz Protoss, and there's Nekit. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Long time supporter of the channel. Long-time supporter. Thank you. As I hope you're ready for some clownery. I mean, winding it back a little bit to the game itself. Again, it's loser's pick, so there's no vetoes. SHIN, out of all the maps, he has chosen El Dorado, and it must be for a reason. But I'm a little bit surprised, because SHIN, because he took the northern base, he doesn't mine through these minerals, he doesn't take the triangular third, he doesn't gain access to the gold bases. I would have assumed that SHIN, he would rush into the golds faster than normal, but no, he is going for a much more safe or much more standard expansion instead. I'm curious, SHIN, what's the plan? what's going on, Bobby? What's going on? Likewise, SKillous opening up Stargate. Now, winding it back a little bit here. Oh, sorry, Iceman, yeah. Not. There we go. Following the microwave boy. True. ARJ Skater, is your microwave still just like a top in the air, just over everyone? Like, is it still threatening like a dive onto whatever's beneath? Oh no. Be careful with your microwave. Take care. Aye. Iceman melting, yeah. My bad. Look, I saw the combination of letters. I saw cement is what I saw. Oh no. But what I was getting at here is that based on what happened last game, when it came to the opener of SKillous, I am a little bit concerned that we might see something similar here. We have seen a lot of Skytoss rushes here on El Dorado, but that is a second Oracle on the way. So far it looks like a standard opener. Yep, there we go. Second Oracle into an earlier Twilight Council. That is a Twilight Council before the expansion's even halfway done. curious. So this could be for Glaive Adepts, or this could be for early Blink Stalkers. As a reminder, this is all without a Forge. This is without a Forge here, and SKillous has been playing around with early Blink-based builds as a safer way to play. Oracle gets across the map, gets one, gets almost two, just one drone for now. Oracle does pull out, and SKillous, what do we go for? Is it Glaives or is it Blink? Ooh, there's a Gateway Explosion. Getting up to 4 gates. What do you have for us? If he feels threatened that it would be Blink, there it is. Blink is on the way. So this is a very safe build here from SKillous. What I mean by that, if SHIN was going for an all-in, if it was going for a Roach-based all-in on 2 bases or 2.5 bases, Blink will finish in time to defend. And you can defend without Immortals, without Void Rays, with just purely Blink Stalkers here on a 3-base setup. Likewise, this also allows SKillous to be more assertive earlier on the map as well, to gain map control and to potentially threaten and deny the 4th base. So we'll see if SKillous can deny the 4th. But now Shades, or did I say Shade into the 3rd? Catching out a couple workers. 3 drones going down. 3 drones do fall. SKillous backs off. The downside, as you can imagine here, is that the upgrades are delayed. Really late +1. Really late +1. Really late +2 as a result as well. There are some Protoss players that will turn this into a 3-base all-in, where they just throw down extra gateways and they go for just an 8-gate 3-base all-in instead. But double Forge, double upgrades. So SKillous, he knows he is behind in the upgrades, and he's going to make up for that with 2 Forges, 2 upgrades at a time. So SKillous, he's not going all in. And we'll see if he can threaten the 4th, as the 4th gets placed towards the triangular 3rd. Interesting. A very exposed expansion is what I will say, and you can see the Stalkers, they're getting ready to advance on in towards that base. Waiting for vision on the other side. And here comes the Blink. Here come the Stalkers. Lings are moving out across the map, which means SKillous, he can deny the expansion and then recall back home. Hey, yeah, there's no saving this. The hatchery, it's going to be denied. Massive pickoff. SHIN, he needs his 4th. And he doesn't have one. Oh. Takes down the base, gets 2 workers, pushing in towards the natural, catching a queen. The Lings, they know where they need to be. They're across the map instead. Getting 1 queen, getting a 2nd queen as well. SHIN, he's in trouble. Lings, they hit the expansion. But there's a defensive warp in. They're going for another queen. Ooh, we get 3. 3 queens go down. Lings, they get a surround. It's going to be a one-way trip. These Stalkers are going to be dealt with. But the damage has been insane. There's a defensive warp in back at home. SKillous, he defends. And there's that recall. He saves. Ooh, barely 4. 4 Stalkers make it back home. SKillous does defend. Did lose extra Stalkers defensively though. But SKillous is in a better position. He has a better economy. He's on an even base count. SHIN now forced to expand towards the north instead of towards his opponent, towards the gold bases. And there's a lot of pressure on SHIN. You'd be so afraid to see what's under my microwave right now. Oh no. What are you doing, AIJ Skater? What are you doing? Are you like sleeping under your microwave? Is that what's happening right now? Oh no. Aye. I heard the squawk. For those who are... Yeah, it's fine. It's gonna out it. As SKillous, he does move out. Once again, hoping to try to knock down the 4th. Hydras are amassing, going Ling Hydra, skipping Roaches. Hydras are exposed, despite that. Does hold. Does hold on. More Lings, more Hydras are amassing. Aye. As SHIN attempts his own run by, but lasts nothing in position. Nothing towards the south. Oh, he wants the Hydras. He wants them. Doesn't get them. SHIN forcing SKillous back. SKillous getting a 4th behind this as well. 4th base on the way. Into a Temple Archives, into Archons, and Storm. Storm is the tech of choice here for SKillous. Again, Storm is just very popular nowadays. It's very uncommon to see Colossus, for example. See Colossus as he's supporting splash damage of choice. Meanwhile, massive warp into the main. Zelsa dive in. Zelsa towards the natural, towards the main base as well. Massive Aces goes off. Hydras are exposed. And SKillous is just pulling SHIN apart. Drones are going down. Cells are coming to reinforce as well. Wow, and SKillous, how's he done it? He does distract SHIN. Hydras did turn back around. Oh no! SKillous overextends. Throws away the Oracle. SHIN, he's holding. Meanwhile, another massive warp in. Running into the Hydras. Yeah, less than ideal. Hydras, they should be able to defend. Another warp in into the main. The warp ins, they just keep going. They continue. And SHIN at the same time going for a Doom Drop in towards the main base. The counterattacks continue. Forces a recall. SHIN forces SKillous to back the hell up. And SKillous will defend, but SHIN can now stabilize. SHIN can now take a breath, get another expansion, drone up. Ooh, force to cancel. And SHIN, he's committed. He wants to knock down the 4th base of SKillous. Okay, I'm a little bit surprised, not gonna lie. SHIN, he's doubling down. I mean, he has no upgrades. SHIN, he's pretty all in. He has no 2-2 on the way. He has no Hive, no Infestation Bit. It's purely a Lair Tech army of Lingbane Hydra. He's going for the kill, but Storm is ready. Not quite. Sorry, I just assumed it would be. Archons are ready, I should say. Banelings, they roll in. Decent connections. Archons, they're going down. And wow, SHIN, he looks like he just barely has enough. He breaks through. Takes down the Hydras. Sorry, Hydras takes down the Zealots with the Hydras. Does break through. Gets off the expansion. The 4th base is going to go down. And we just keep going. Leagues, they drop into the main. SKillous is getting torn apart. The Immortals are exposed. And SHIN is looking to force an ace match. Storm was never researched. Never. GG gets called, and SHIN ties up the series. We're going to game 3. Whew. GG. We're going all the way to the ace match, and I'm curious which map we're going to be loading into this time. Again, as a reminder, game 1 was on Abyssal Reef, and it is loser's pick. We have, what options do we have? We have Ultra Love, we have Ley Lines, and the answer is Frostline. Let's go. Now, as a reminder, the map pool for OlimoLeague is smaller than normal. Certain maps are going to be avoided. Certain maps are avoided. Certain maps are taken away. Specifically here, players are not supposed to be playing on maps like Neon Violet Square or King's Cove. Those 2 maps have been removed from this map pool alongside Whispers of Gold. So the more extreme maps, the largest maps in the map pool and the smallest map as well, they have been removed here from the OlimoLeague map pool. Everything else though, up for grabs. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Red Protoss. The Red Protoss player representing Team Liquid. It is SKillous. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player representing Gaiman Gladiators. It is SHIN. That comeback was a surprise. SHIN was all in. Just to reiterate once again, SHIN, he was down in workers, he was down in economy, he was down in upgrades. He only had 1-1. He had nothing else on the way. No infestation bit, no lurkers, no hive, no nothing else. Just committed to the all in, which is also why SHIN canceled his 5th. If you remember, he was building a 5th base, he just canceled, he just committed then and there. It was a really decisive move here out of SHIN, just because he could not macro out of that. Like, if he tried to drone, if he tried to take bases, he most likely would have lost that game. But yeah, there was a window, there was an opening. He went for it. GG. GG, well played. He committed. Committed well. And this map pick is curious to me. So typically we see a lot of players avoid Frostline. Frostline is a very difficult map to defend your 3rd and 4th base on. We even earlier today saw players struggle to defend these bases and struggle to maintain map control as well. We have seen SHIN thrive on Frostline. So we'll see what SKillous' plan is going to be. Typically, whenever we see SHIN on Frostline, it's usually like 3 base all-ins, similar to what we just saw actually, where he commits into like lair-based Lingbane Hydra, doesn't really saturate his 4th base and just sends it across the map. We'll see if he does that again. Back at home, SKillous going for his own Stargate. Stargate opener out of the Protoss. He attempted to explain the microwave meme, then realized it's it. You're not wrong. That did happen. That did happen. Don't worry about it. That did happen. Ah. I started, then I was like, you know what? It's not worth it. It's not like what am I doing? It's fine. Ah, no. If you know, you know. The goddamn microwave. And now though, Shin is going to be joining up. Again, hatch gas pool. Going to be the initial Stargate from SKillous, and this time opening up Oracle. Going to be an Oracle opener. As a reminder, SKillous did open up Void Ray on Abyssal Reef, but went for a more standard opener on El Dorado. Aye. There we go. So far, the Oracle does move out. Third base has been taken. Shin does invest into extra lings. That's 16 more lings on the way. That's going to be 20 in total. And the goal here is to move out and to try to punish the third base. This is a big investment by Shin. We'll see if it pays off. So again, that's a lot of lings on the way. SKillous being active. With that Oracle, we can see Shin going to be skirting around the right-hand side. And does avoid the Oracle so far. We'll move out. Behind this, once again, we have the early Twilight Counselor, earlier Gateways. And I believe this is the same build from SKillous, so we also once again going to Blink Stalkers. What do you have for us? No, this time Glaive Adepts. Let's go. Glaive's on the way. SKillous, he's going to be committing. As a reminder, last game we did go for a Blink. This time, Glaives. Lings, they flood in. It's going to be a recall here to defend. The Oracle does make it back home. Lings, they don't get much done. They get one Adept. Pull away. And we'll see if Shin can get a read on what's going on. He does throw down the safety Roach Warren, thankfully. Roach Warren is already on the way. He has at least a semblance of SimCity here at the natural. Overlord does scout the gateways, does scout the Twilight Council as well. Is aware. And he's walling up. There's that Evo chamber. Taking extra gas, guys. We should be seeing roaches here from Shin. Roaches are building up. Shin making sure it doesn't get supply blocked. Alas, I'm not sure if Shin will have enough room here, or will be able to wall off, I should say, to deny the shade. Here come the Adepts. Adepts are moving out. Shin's still massing up more lings, more roaches. Stays into the main. Up! A late reaction, but Shin does pull away in time. And here comes SKillous. How many Adepts? 13! 13 Adepts have arrived. Getting to the middle line. 4 drones already going to be going down. Good damage. Shades in. And there is a wall. Whew. I wasn't too sure if there would be enough room. Bars connect. The wall is cancelled, and Shin, he's going to shut this down completely. Very nice defense. Again, he was able to wall off in time. He did have to kill the tumor for it, which makes sense. That's what I was concerned by. Did kill the tumor, did wall off. And that was not enough. That was 13 Adepts for 5 workers. More Adepts are on the way, though. SKillous, he's not done. He's not done yet. Making his way towards the natural. He's shading in. But Shin is keeping up. So far, so good. We have Roach Speed on the way, plus on range into Hydras. Shin from here is just going to be droning. It's just going to drone up, get it build up into Hydra production. And I would not be opposed to Shin even cutting worker production at the 4th base, just to go for a big, essentially all-in, considering that he is ahead. And SKillous needs time. He needs time for everything. Again, upgrades. Upgrades are late. Bailings? What? Blink is late. That's what I was getting at. Blink is delayed. Upgrades are delayed. Tech as well. Temple Archives into Storm, into Archons. Everything's being thrown down now in a panic, and SKillous needs time for everything to really kick in. SHIN is cutting workers here at 69. Nice. 69 workers. Barely in saturation here at the 4th. And you can see he's amassing Hydras. He's amassing Hydras. Now SKillous, he just scattered the 4th base. He saw the lack of saturation. Storm has begun. And SHIN, he's droning. Never mind. SHIN, he drones up. He was checking for a 4th. There was no 4th base. And SHIN, he decides to drone and tech. Infestation bit into Hive Tech into Lurkers. SHIN, he's not going for an all-in. He's not going for a timing. He's macroing. You can see once again he rotates from north to south. He's checking for the expansion. There is no 4th. If there was a 4th base, then maybe SHIN would commit, but SKillous is staying on 3 bases. Will commit. So he's got force back. He's taking force back. So far, SHIN is keeping up. Baiting up the stasis traps, and we're both building up towards a longer game state. Hive is on the way. Fleet Bean's on the way. Both players are committing. SKillous into Sky Toss, SHIN into Hive. Up into Hive. Oh! Storm going to be zoning away. Storm does zone. SHIN dives on the 4th, forces a cancel. Very nicely done. Once again, takes the Storm. Playing safe, threatening the expansion. SHIN pulling away. And he doesn't have to commit. Like SHIN, all he has to do, his win condition, deny the 4th. Deny the 4th base over and over and over again while he's taking up into Lurkers. And here they come. 9 Lurkers in production. We have a random Infestor as well. Let's go. The token Infestor. I'm here for it. Maintaining map control. SKillous still has a terrifying army, but SHIN is maxed out. SHIN, he is maxed. We're gonna dive in. There's how many High Templar waiting for him? 6 High Templar. That's still a lot of storms. First one does land on the roaches. Lurkers getting within range of the production. Stasis goes off. Another storm. Storms have been good. As Lurkers they turn away at the same time, SHIN trying to sneak into the expansion. The wall is wide open. The wall's not a wall. Lings, they flood into the mineral line, and SKillous is being torn apart. Lings towards the probes. Probes going to be going down. Oh, now further towards the main. SKillous, he is moving in. Cells are being cleaned up. There's still that one Infestor. Doing fungal just cause. Up. Let's go. Lands the fungal. Actually pays off here. So much damage done to the main army. Oh my god. Lurkers, they pop up. Lings are still wreaking havoc in the main. Roaches as well. Production under fire. And behind this, SHIN just still remaxing. Still rallying across the map. The Lurkers are exposed though. And not enough support. These Lurkers are all going to go down. Nice cleanup here by SKillous. Cleans up the army. SHIN did overstay his welcome. And SKillous, he's still in this game. He might not have a 4th. He's actually quite committed with this move out. He's got a Mothership, got a Tempest. Still has 3 High Templar. As he moves out, Lings, they move in. The expansion! He wants it! He wants the Nexus! Yo, he's gonna get it as well. It's so low and it goes down. Massive pickoff. SKillous, he's all in. He's completely all in. Either he ends the game. Wait, either I should say he kills SHIN or he dies trying. The game will end. Back at home, side defense. Shitty defends. He holds the 4th. SKillous going for the dive. Shinny does commit in. Storms are decent. The storms, they do connect, but it's a numbers game. And SKillous, he gets around it. GG gets called as he runs out of steam, and SHIN will take the series at 2-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. SHIN, he will take the series 2-1 and advance on into the next round. It was a back and forth, was an intense back and forth. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit surprised that SKillous did pick Frostline. I mean, we saw why he did because of the Glaive Adepts. What I'm referring to is one of the big difficulties of Frostline is establishing a 4th base, is getting a 4th base up and running, and we saw that here as well. We saw that SHIN, he did make sure that there was never a 4th base. He forced the all-in out of SKillous. SKillous, again, I'm sure he was aware of that coming into Frostline. I'm sure he was hoping that the Glaive Adepts will do more damage, but as we saw, the Glaive Adepts, they struggled. They did get 5 drones, 5 workers did go down, but only 5 workers. Again, SKillous, he was able to wall up in time, he was able to wall off, and was able to minimize any extra losses and shut down the army. GG. GG, well played. Whew, did shut it down, and with that, does take the series in the end. Here we go.